The walkers of The Walking Dead represent one of the greatest threats to the survival of the human race. Once living people, the walkers are reanimated corpses with an insatiable appetite for human flesh that stops at nothing to satiate their hunger. On the surface, the walkers appear to be mindless monsters, but a deeper analysis reveals enlightening facets of the human condition through the lens of an undead apocalypse. The nature of the walkers. The walkers originate from a mysterious pathogen that reanimates the dead. Anyone who dies, regardless of cause, turns into a walker within minutes unless the brain is destroyed. Walkers display limited intelligence and primitive behavior driven purely by instincts to feed. They are slow and clumsy with diminished motor skills, reflecting the decay of their undead bodies. However, walkers retain certain skills they learned in life, such as using tools, climbing ladders, turning doorknobs, and even driving cars to some extent. This suggests ingrained muscle memory remains intact even as higher cognition degrades. Most chillingly, there are hints that fragments of the person the walker once was surface occasionally. Some have been observed scratching at doors or climbing fences in futile efforts to reach loved ones. The capacity to express vestigial traces of emotion is unnerving, implying a glimmer of consciousness exists within the walker's mind. The walkers as a metaphor for death. The walkers symbolize the inescapability of death. Their relentless pursuit of the living represents how death spares no one. Regardless of strength, intelligence, virtue, status, death comes for all. The gradual physical decomposition of the walkers mirrors the slow breakdown of the body after death. As time passes, their mobility declines and their flesh rots away, evoking the way all things eventually crumble to dust. Seeing loved ones transformed into ravenous monsters illustrates how death robs us of the people we cherish, replacing them with a mere shell of their former selves. The walkers are chilling doppelgangers that superficially resemble those we've lost, but lack the essence of their humanity. The walkers as social commentary. The dynamics between survivors and walkers provide social commentary about human nature. The perpetual threat of the walkers causes individuals to band together to increase their odds of survival. But this also leads to tribalism and viewing outsiders with hostility and suspicion. Peaceful cooperation ultimately succumbs to selfishness, power struggles, and violence, both between survivors and against the walkers. The allegory suggests that external threats may temporarily unite people, but cannot erase our innate flaws. In the end, the monsters to fear most are ourselves. Facing the absurdity of existence. The walkers force characters to confront the bleak absurdity of existence. In a world where everyone becomes a monster after death, meaning seems elusive. Some characters like Carol find renewed purpose in protecting loved ones. Others like Morgan descend into nihilistic madness. But most just focus on day-to-day survival. The last vestige of purpose. The walkers represent an unstoppable, irrational force that cannot be defeated, only temporarily escaped. Like other absurd realities of life, the walkers can only be endured. This reflects the human struggle to find meaning despite the indifference of a harsh universe. The Walking Dead uses the metaphor of the walkers to thoughtfully explore complex philosophical questions about the nature of death, morality, social order, and existential meaning. Their embodied horrors cut to the heart of what it means to live and be human. The walkers may be the fictional undead, but the human truths they illuminate are undying.